Now in this video, I'm going to record an overdub of a bass line, and I'm going to do it by just directly connecting to the audio interface. Many audio interfaces have a switch or a high impedance input that you can use to record your guitar direct. This is perfect for recording bass. So first of all, I'm going to go to the track that we just did and rename this just so I can keep things straight. So I've got guitar 1, I'm going to do guitar 2, so I've got the guitar 2, and then I can just drag the input to the next track. This will be my bass track, so I can just name it right away. So I've got the bass track ready to go. If I play the bass, I should have sound there. Now one thing I wanted to mention is that if you don't have enough tracks, you can create tracks by just clicking on any track and hitting T, and that will create a new track. You can also right-click in any blank space, or actually even on any track, and insert a new track. Or you can go down to the track menu right here under tracks, create a new track. You can even create several new tracks, up to 16 new tracks in one shot. So that's all very easy. It's probably the easiest thing to do is just click a track, hit T. That actually creates the track above the previous one. I don't need so many, so I'm going to use Command Z to take that back out. If you ever want to delete a track, you just highlight it by clicking on the track name area, and that highlights it. You can see double clicking it also expands it to a larger size. You can also drag these tracks around in order to reorder them. So that's a little bit about tracks. Now, one thing you might want to do, and this is a little preview into using effects plugins, is use a tuner. If you happen to have a tuner plugin available in your system, then you can go to the browser here under plugins, and you can actually search for it if you have an idea of what it's called. I've got a Waves tuner. Then just drag that plugin to the track out into the mixer section for that track, and you can drop it in here anywhere, and it'll be in the signal path. I'll just put it before the volume control, and then the UI pops open for it. I'm going to also pin it by clicking here, and that will hold it open. Now this isn't included, but I'm just showing you that if you do happen to have a plugin for a guitar tuner, this is kind of how you use it. So one thing you'll notice is when I play the bass, tuner doesn't do anything. That's because you've got to have the end-to-end monitoring enabled for signal flow to go out into this area. So you click on the input and then click right here where it says enable end-to-end. And you can see that gets your tuner going. So I'll just go ahead and use it. And then I can click this X, that will hide the tuner, and I can turn off end-to-end monitoring since I'm doing monitoring directly through my audio interface. Now, when you're overdubbing, one of the tricks is to use these controls here to actually set up the mix for what you're listening back to. So it might be a little too loud in order to record. So if I play back, you'll hear. All right, I'm not sure exactly what bass line I'm going to play, but you can balance this out. You might want to reduce these a little bit so you can really hear what you're doing. If you're playing bass, you might want to actually have the drums a little bit louder, and of course adjust your headphone volume as well. Now with it set up that way, I'm ready to give a shot at recording a bass line and overdub over the two guitar parts that I previously did. I'll leave the setup the way I did in the previous video. I don't really need the browser here, so I'll click this little thing here to make the browser go away. Just check my bass sound there. I think that'll work pretty well. Then I'm going to use R on the keyboard so that I can start it with my left hand and then grab the bass after the count in and then play some sort of a bass line. Now what happened there, I didn't get a count in because I had loop recording on. Count ins don't work when you have loop recording turned on. So if you're thinking that your click track count in isn't actually working, then just check and make sure that you don't have the loop enabled. So I'm going to make sure that I turn the loop off. I'll rewind again, and then we'll get the click track. So I'll hit F4 to abort since I played the wrong note right off. So that's an example of overdubbing using Traction 5. Thanks for watching.